everyone, welcome to today's live. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny and manifesting the life you desire. I hope you're all doing well this Monday, and I hope this session brings you some peace, brings you some clarity and some answers to the questions that you bring today. So take a deep breath, center yourself, and let's tune in to see what messages Spirit has for us. If you would like a free reading, as usual, just click the link in the pinned comment, or if you're new here, you'll find it there and your name will be added to a list, and just wait for your name to be called. Please hold your question until you are called. And a reminder to everyone about how I read. So I'm an energy reader, tuning into your energy, your situation, anyone else in that situation. Please provide context, provide detail. It allows me to connect with you and your story and give you a meaningful reading. And also, whilst you're here, all the guidelines are in the chat with the Nightbot messages. But let's get into it. Hey everyone. Hey Nettie, nice to see you. Hey Tia. Hey Janice, Denise, Kiki, Namira. I'm just going to go ahead and grab the list. I'll have to close the list because it is filling up so quickly nowadays, which is great. Oh, no, that's not right. How was everyone's weekend? Busy, or did you have time to rest? And also for anyone who would like to know, this is the Guardian of the Night Tarot deck that I'll be using today. Tia B and my love, you are first. If you want to go ahead and post your question whenever you are ready. There we go. And there's the list. Just so you, Kiki says, quite busy for you. Quite busy for me as well. Let's get into it. So Tia asks, communication with Esther Pisces has been really spotty after last week. He said he would never ghost and will have a convo with me if it wasn't working. What's his next plans? How's he feeling? He actually just texted me. Wow, okay. His ears must have been burning. Does that change things to you? Does that change the question? Hey Jazz. Let's see what his energy is anyway, yeah? I know we were getting a lot of hot and cold, for want of a better way of putting that. Major Arcana, Judgment card here, Tia. I'm going to ask for a clarifying card. Another Major Arcana, that's crazy. I mean, this all talks about, you know, deep shifts, things that are going on under the surface in the unconscious. Judgment, transformation. Look at this transformational snake, leaving behind old ways of being. Renewal, rebirth. This judgment card in this deck in particular. So where does this lead through? So we see these big shifts, we see these big changes in Pisces. Do you know anything about where that's coming from? Does that feel like that's happening? Do you see those signs, or about that they're trying to, that something underneath the surface is shifting? Judgment card can, you know, be about a spiritual awakening, you know, a period of self-reflection. It feels all about that kind of energy. But how does this manifest to you, to your connection? What will his intentions be? You feel energetically a shift, just not sure in which direction. Yeah. So hopefully that's what this card will tell us. Where does that lead then, this big shift? Okay, to a celebration, not somewhere, not away from you. From this card, it would say deeper into this connection, because 4 is stability, 4 is the card of marriage, 4 is the card of commitment, 4 of Wands is card of celebration. You know, this is your and his energy here. This is the path ahead. Very positive, you know, uplifting energy here. So this is hopeful, yeah, if you're feeling worried, if you're feeling insecure, which, you know, this kind of energy can bring when there's something brewing under the surface and these big shifts are happening, or our partner is changing. It can be scary, yeah. It might be worth, I don't know if you've been able to get more insight on and broach this. What's this about? It feels kind of personal to their journey, like I say, a spiritual awakening, a period of self-reflection, going within. So it might just be an internal shift rather than, you know, a big change in, you know, say work or sort of circumstantial, yeah? This feels more internal. But we land in that their intention is certainly to progress this connection and to deepen the commitment, not to move away from it. Positive cards, really. So maybe that's what you're feeling, Tia. Keep us posted as always. I hope that brought you some clarity. I hope that resonated. So Sruthi, my love, you are next, my dear, if you are here. Did I see Sruthi in the chat? Please go ahead and post. Welcome, Tia. Yeah, understandably. So we have Sruthi, and then we have, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Shaundrika, I think, Shaundrika Kelly. If you want to go ahead as well as post, just to keep things moving. For anyone new here, so I go live Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, so be sure to watch out on the community tab for all the times to confirm. I always post the date, confirm the day before that I go live, and you can also pre-book, so you can, as spots are filling up so quickly nowadays, just means you can secure a spot and get early on the list as well. Hey Carrie Ann, do you want to go ahead and post, because I'm not sure if Shruti or Chandrika are here. So Carrie Ann, go for it, my love. Oh, hey Flacker, nice to see you. Hey Pooja. I'm just waiting Carrie Ann, so that hasn't come through your question properly. There we go. What is O'Connor's feelings or energies towards me this week? We are in no contact and I am worried. Tell me how long it's been, Carrie Ann, this no contact. Let's see where they are at with regards to this connection. So, was there some crosswords? Was there some, just remind me, did we actually have a proper falling out? Or was there just ghosting? Because what I'm getting with these cards, you see, is like, what Six of Wands is, you know, in this reading, to me, what came through is this kind of desire to, it was a strange energy, a desire to almost win, in the sense of, to prove their point, to win an argument, and being stubborn and kind of digging their heels in. And then this is back to this Knight of Wands, which again can be quite defensive, can be, if we can see this image here, an argument. Yeah, so there's still some anger here, Carrie Ann. It's almost like that they can't shift out of this. This Knight of Wands is, if you can see here, particularly in this deck, is defensive, is fiery. You know, Knight of Wands is fiery, ruled by the element of fire, and this can be the bright side of it. The shadow side of it is that Knight of Wands is very dynamic and direct and passionate, but that passion, the shadow side, it can flip into anger and a temper. So this could be something just about their character. Let me know if this resonates, because obviously you knew them, where their temper may get the better of them. They may lock into this kind of defensive mode, and that almost cutting off their nose to spite their face energy. All I would say is, you know, there's a lot of feeling still here. This bothers them. It got under their skin what went on between you, yeah? Let's see if this will change. But this is where they're at now. Things can always change. But they're kind of cutting off their nose to spite their face. What they'd rather prove a point than you know, maybe back down, give in to an argument, you know. So this is something about their character that I would say they need to work on, because it gets in their way and it causes problems, just like it has with you. So that's something to bear in mind for you, Carrie-Anne, about, you know, if someone's holding that grudge, being defensive, being that kind of angry and is not able to, you know, have an adult conversation or kind of work on this and move beyond this, is that someone that you want to be connected with, you know? Let me just see final card about their actions. Ten of Wands, I mean, again, kind of a bit of a struggle. I think they have been, they make hard work of stuff, Carrie-Anne, okay? You're on the struggle bus with this Ten of Wands, but the Ten of Wands does talk about a conclusion. So I think you will get some kind of closure, you will get some kind of communication, however it comes through, because Ten of Wands is about being able to put down a burden. So continue to manifest that communication, hold that space if that's what you want. But I would say that you can't force someone to, you will just have to maybe give it some time for them to shift out this, for their energy to soften. They do have kind of heavy energy and energy that struggles. But this is the two of you kind of battling on to fight upstream, really. And the Ten of Wands is when we get to put this to bed. So I think you will get a chance to put this argument, this disagreement to bed one way or the other, either by working it out or getting some closure through some kind of communication and being able to move on. The Knight of Wands normally as well can't resist kind of speaking out in the end. I hope that resonated, Carrie-Anne. Exactly. I have to heal and move on, I feel, because the emotional immaturity, exactly, I can't deal. And that's something that I see as part of their character, Carrie-Anne. So that's not, you know, that's a lifetime work, a lifetime of work. And sometimes emotionally immature people, you know, never find that never grow up, you know, and you don't want to be carrying that. Keep us posted, Carrie-Anne. Tricky situation, you know, when we've got feelings for people that have those kind of issues, really. So Danny, are you here? You're next. So we have Danny and then we have Samreen. Hey Danny, I'm glad you made it, because I think I missed you last time, so I'm glad that I get to read for you today. Let's get into it. So Danny asks, this man named Stephen has been wanting me to video chat. He claims to have nutrition advice, but I told him I'm not interested, yet he keeps politely insisting. I felt he's interested in more than a friendship and is using the video chat thing as an excuse to not be direct. What are his intentions? Let's have a look. Yeah, I feel like there's some scaredy cat kind of energy or scaredy hedgehog here, because normally this is Four of Swords. It's about rest, recuperation, but to me in this context, it very much looks like this person is quite hidden. Like literally we see them hidden under this pile of wood, And swords is about communication, about speaking out, talking as well. And I feel like, and about, particularly about communicating directly. So they are being indirect in their communication and hiding behind trying to communicate more with you. So I suppose it's up to you based on that. That's confirming that for you. I'll pull one more card just out of interest to get more of an energy read on them and this connection, if there's potential. I suppose it's like if you want to give them a chance, even under if it's false pretenses, maybe this is a way to chat. But obviously if you feel like the lack of transparency is off-putting, then, you know, that might be a turn off for you, Danny. Tell me a little bit more, Spirit, about this person or the potential of this connection. Something that would be useful for Danny. Oh, okay, maybe a bit of a red flag here because we have Seven of Swords. Because this seems quite, can you see how this image is, what's the word? It feels harmless, yeah, or almost wholesome in the sense that this is someone who is just maybe a bit shy and not direct. But actually beneath that energy, telling us a bit more about them, is someone who's a bit more of a trickster. Again, that same Seven of Swords talks about not being straightforward, about being maybe a little bit two-faced, trickster energy, deceptive, that's the word that I'm looking for. So obviously you're grown up, you can protect yourself, Danny, but this suggests something deeper, a bit on their character, that actually behind there is something quite deceptive about them, and they may not be the most honest person in ways that actually really do matter, if that makes sense, yeah? I hope that resonated, Danny. Okay, I don't think I've seen Samreen, so I don't think Samreen is here. I'll do one more call out though. Samreen and then Namira, you're next if you want to go ahead and post. We've lost a few people along the way. Pooja and Flacker, if you're still here, I'm sorry that the list is closed. I'll be back on Wednesday though, if you can make it then. It may be the lists are getting really full up nowadays, which is great, but I do start recommending to pre-book now if you do want to guarantee a spot. Namira, thank you, this is for you. So Namira asks, hi Seer, I got a message yesterday from my son Gate that he was feeling very hurt by my writing. I remember last time we said it was landing, wasn't it, Namira? He appreciated my honesty. He and his wife don't see any healing. Oh, so he and his wife don't see any healing between and said they wish me well. Just tell me a bit more about that, Namira. I don't think that's... Did they... You say they don't see any healing. Is it that they don't see any healing happening between him and you? And that they're cutting contact? You said you have a feeling that it was impulsive action. Okay, that's good to trust that, Namira. But I'm accepting it. Yeah, heal and move. Got a very healthy approach, Namira, not to be too reactive to that, because it sounds like they were being reactive, or he was being reactive. They said goodbye to you. How awful. Let's see. What would you like me to look at then, Namira? Do you want me to see what comes next? What can you do? Tell me how you'd like me to, what aspect of this you'd like me to look at. I'm going to take that. The world, oh, this is hopeful. So endings, but also new beginnings, Namira. So there will be a new chapter, and I'll pull more cards on this, but I do feel like that this is part of the changes that you are making. The world, like I say, is about the way things have been. Yes, you're turning the wheel, you're making deep changes, and you're obviously, by setting boundaries and by making these big shifts, it is going to cause reactions, particularly from someone like your son with the temperament that he has, and that he doesn't deal with this kind of stuff well. But the world is a promise of a new chapter and a new beginning. Can you see how this card really is actually very hopeful to me? And I feel like this is you, the bee, at the center of these changes. And it's a worker bee, yeah? So it's that hard work that you've been putting in. Exactly, you put in the boundaries. So advice for you as well of what to do in the interim, and to hold on to that energy, Namira, of the new chapter that is coming, and that you are making changes for the good. There we go. Look, another beautiful doubling down on, look, there's those bees again. But the Ten of Pentacles is can you see how it's not just a lone bee, which in a way is you there. There is lots in this image, in this picture. And the Ten of Pentacles can often be about family, and the family that we work towards and what we want. And it is grounded, and it does have boundaries in it, because Pentacles is all like earth energy. But this is like the family working together, which is the goal. So again, this is very positive to say that this is what we're working towards, but it can be a rocky road, yeah? And this is often what the reality looks like of trying to get here. It can be quite messy, it's not straightforward. But this is such another beautifully positive card. If you look at these side by side, kind of what similar energy they have to me. And this is a family that works together, not against each other. So two very, very hopeful cards actually, even though maybe it feels quite dark now. Maybe it feels like there's a lot of doubt about what you've done, or however it feels now. Shocking maybe, but I mean, you seem to have a good understanding as well of that. You said this is a knee-jerk reaction, this is an impulse reaction. So hold on to those images as well, Namira, because I feel like it's saying your hard work will pay off. And we are, despite how things look, we are moving towards something more positive. Okay. Yes, Samreen, I'm sorry, Miss your turn. Samreen, if you want to hang around until the end, I'll see if I've got time because there were a few people who didn't show. No guarantees, but if I can, then I will, because you were about 6 on the list. Yes, you've got a good understanding, Namira, so you have that wisdom. Thank you, Kiki. So Kiki asks, hello there, I'm from Asia and my parents suggested me an alliance for marriage. So I've got no feeling for this person. Oh, but I do have feelings for a person V in my community of relatives. Okay, tricky. So I want to wait for V and want to know about the energy of this pull towards him, which I don't understand. Okay. Do we have any communication, Kiki, with V? Any friendship at this point? I don't obviously know the kind of guidelines or rules that surround an alliance for marriage. Is there any flexibility on... Anyway, we don't really need to get into that, but if you want to, by all means do. But if not, I will just have a look at the energy between you and V so you can understand that more. So I think this is their energy that has come through. This King of Wands, this Lion energy, that maybe that you... The King of Wands is so charismatic, okay? If you can see this kind of courageous, proud lion. So it's understandable really that you would feel these feelings that you have. This is just an attraction, a bond. And this is their energy. King of Wands is someone who has, you know, a maturity about them as well. The king has lived has life experiences, you know, and has, even if they're not mature in age, they may be mature in spirit and soul. But they have a warmth about them, the King of Wands. They can be entertaining, you know, good fun to be around as well. All these wonderful qualities. So given Kiki's situation, what is the guidance, please, Spirit? If there's anything, I mean, like I say, Kiki, is there any flexibility on if this connection was to continue, that an alliance of marriage could change? Guidance on this, please, Spirit. So this is you, Queen of Swords energy, which is interesting, which is about being direct in your communication. Queen of Swords is, look at that, just sort of swooping in. That's your energy, that wingspan. But the Queen of Swords holds no prisoners and she is very committed to her truth. So I don't know, like I say, how much control or power you have in this situation, but have you communicated clearly that to your parents, to explore the situation about if this alliance of marriage has to go ahead? Could you even express, would it be safe to even express that you've got, or possible to express that you've got feelings for someone else? So this is you 100%, so that resonates with your energy. So use that power, use that directness that is part of your nature that you identify with, to go for what you want as much as possible and to speak your truth and try to align with your truth. Yeah? And if you can say, look, I want to wait for this person. Because there seems to be a lot of potential here, yeah? This feels like a good match. This feels like it's got energy in it, that it can be something that will progress. So it's something that's worth fighting for, at the very least, yeah? So it's just not possible then, Kiki, because I suppose that's what Spirit can't advise beyond that, which is a shame. Because that's if you haven't got any control. I mean, there's certainly potential here. When you say, do we have a future? Look at this match. This is a powerful match, yeah? But of course, if the reality is that this is just to be blocked, I don't know, you know, that's not something that in many ways that Spirit can control. But all I would say is that these cards are very confirming that this is a good match, and that the king, you know, here we go, we have a king and a queen, you know, the king to your queen, you are the queen to his king. So yeah, there is a huge amount of potential here, but then I understand that there's also the reality of circumstance. So I hope that resonated, Kiki. I understand, obviously, it's a very difficult situation. All that I would say is, if you are interested in manifesting, if that's something that you can manifest a solution so that you can be together, that could be one way to kind of work on this issue. Okay, I'll move on. Thank you, Anne, for posting. So Anne says, I'm going to meet my crush this weekend. We haven't started communicating yet. Can you please tell me, how will my crush approach or interact with me during October? Let's have a look at their energy this October. You are doing manifesting, says Kiki. Good. Then if it feels like there's no solution, or we can't see the solution, then I think that's a good place to explore. Because manifesting can move mountains, yeah? Can move obstacles. Thank you, Kiki. Okay, so this is for Anne, and this is her crush's energy this October. Let's see what that will bring. So I feel like initially what came through, so this is the energy as it moved throughout the month, really, that I see here, Anne. Because they seem like they're just in their own world initially. So this can be where we're at in October now. So maybe for the initial period, for maybe even the next time that you see them, the immediate future, and then this is further down the line, okay? Because Nine of Pentacles is, it's like they're lost in their own thoughts. You can see how this bear is in hibernation. They may be thinking their focus is on money, because this is Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Their eyes are closed, their mind is elsewhere. And they're just distracted, really, Anne, is what I would say. So just let that be, and if that's how it feels, then understand it as that. You know, if they may even seem closed off, but it's just that they're distracted by other things. And then we do see a shift with this Page of Wands, because this is much more active. This is fire. this is Wands, so this is about movement towards you, maybe about communication coming through, about, can you see how this is a much more alert, a much more engaged, a much more forthcoming energy. So I feel like that energy will shift after this needs to pass, whatever's on their mind. Like I say, money, work, their mind just isn't in the game. But then Page of Wands, it's like they come to again, they are fired up, the attraction may build, you know, between you, because Wands is about physical attraction, and that really making moves off the back of that. So that can be more towards the back end of October, beginning of November time. So I hope that resonated, and keep us posted on how that unfolds. Okay, moving on. Sasha, my love, you are next. We have Sasha, and then we have Jazz. Thank you, Sasha. Welcome, Anne. Sasha says, what are Kajana's feelings for me? And is he thinking about reaching out? We're still no contact. His family had been acting two-faced, considering the circumstances of me having a domestic violence order. So let's give an energy read. Now, obviously, Sasha, this is just my thoughts and feelings, that I would never encourage you to return to that kind of situation, or is to protect your peace, protect yourself, yeah? But I understand emotions are complicated. This is not a place of judgment. So we can see what the energy is towards you, and free will, and how you want to respond to that, yeah? So the King of Cups is emotions running high, okay? Deep feelings, big feelings here with this King of Cups. It's almost like they're feeling all the feels, okay? So I don't know if I know you say you're in no contact, so there's no communication directly, yeah? The King of Cups, you see, is someone who, like the light side, the King of Cups, when they're thriving, is someone who feels things deeply. And that's something which is good about them, positive about them. But when it's the shadow side, it's when the lesson of the King of Cups is being able to process emotions, okay? To feel the feelings and being able to actually process them and deal with them. So overall, I would say how they feel about this situation is, I just keep hearing emotions are running high. And they need to work on being able to process their feelings, and maybe it can be a card very much about feeling overwhelmed, which I imagine you probably feel overwhelmed as well about this. So they feel overwhelmed, you feel overwhelmed. Any more messages, Spirit, or guidance for Sasha in this situation? You see, this is about that, the devil energy. So it's when we're bound to someone, which is maybe how you feel, Sasha, about this person. The devil energy is really like the Lover's card, but inverted. It's when love can become toxic, or when, you know, it's like when passion and attraction becomes obsession. It's when a tie to someone, like a loving tie, becomes a chain. In the traditional, if you think of the Rider-Waite deck, it can be depicted as a chain. So what I would say that this devil energy has come through to say, you know, like that big changes would have to happen here. And, you know, I'm sure you understand that this has a toxic history, yeah, this connection. And it may be something that we have to break free of, you know, to free ourselves from, because it's not good for us. Even if we still love that person, even if we have strong feelings for this person, to save ourselves in this situation, we have to walk away. But also it's about not repeating patterns. So if that's too much to think of, to break in that tie, then at least we need to be very boundaried and tread very carefully. And we need to not repeat old habits, not repeat the past. He doesn't like to change, yeah? So he has to show you change, movement, growth if you're looking for reconciliation, which I'm assuming that you are. But this is a warning card to you, Sasha, to not return to the past. Okay? In a way, whatever they're feeling, and in some ways maybe whatever you're feeling, even if there's love there, that isn't really, you know, like we can say here with the devil card, love can turn toxic. We can love people, they can still not be good for us and can be detrimental to us, yeah? So I hope that resonated, Sasha. Jazz, my love, you are next. If you want to go ahead and post your question. Keep us posted, Sasha. And look after yourself. You're welcome, Sasha. Thanks, Jazz. Go ahead and post. And then we have Eco 7 after Jazz, if you want to be ready, Eco 7. Okay. Would like to ask guidance on restarting my thesis writing. Let's see what Spirit has to say. What energy do you need to bring? What guidance for Jazz, please? Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race with this Knight of Pentacles, okay? It's about making moves, and it's the Knight of Pentacles is not rushing in. The Knight of Pentacles is very cautious, really, brings a cautious energy. You've been postponing it a lot. So what I would say is with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like just, even though, like you say, that postponing, that procrastinating maybe, however small, however slow with the movement, just make that first step. It's like that expression. the first step of the 1,000 miles, yeah, which is probably how it feels. And the Knight of Pentacles can feel so slow that it's not moving at all. But it's like inching along. So maybe there's something here about reducing the expectation of how much that you have to write, or how much about needing to make big strides, big impact, or something like that. It's just about making these first very tentative steps, Jazz. That's what it feels like to me. It's like it doesn't matter that you're moving slowly, but we just need to make some moves. And it's okay for them to be small, and it's okay for them, yeah, to be careful and cautious and take your time. But make that first step. I'm going to pull one more. It's kind of like, I imagine this energy of, you know, if your house had got incredibly messy and out of control and feeling like you don't know where to start. And what's really the most important thing is just to make a start, you know, is to just wash one cup is like one step to in the right direction. It's that kind of energy. And then, excuse me, then you will gather speed. Then the energy will shift, because I feel like then you'll look at this much more expansive. This Three of Wands is, it's almost like you get some wind then beneath your wings. And the Three of Wands is about your ambitions, Jazz. So you have this great ambition and this ambitious spirit and ambitious energy, which is fantastic. And the Three of Wands is about being able to look to the future and kind of feel inspired again. Maybe you are lacking inspiration now. Maybe you are full of doubt. Whatever's holding you back, it's like the flow isn't there. Yes, confident baby steps. Wonderful way of, yeah, a vast ocean in front of you. Where to start, yeah? Overwhelming. So baby steps, slow and steady. Doesn't matter really what you do, we just need to start. Then you'll get the movement going, okay? And then you'll feel inspired, and then you'll take flight in many ways. And remember why you're doing this. You'll remember, it will begin to make sense, yeah? So very positive, very hopeful, very encouraging from Spirit. It's saying, I feel like it's nurturing you along here and giving you, just nudging you along gently. Yeah, and get that flow in the months ahead. You will, your ambitious spirit will kick in, Jazz. And I feel like you'll get that fire in your belly. Keep us posted. Hi Eco7, thank you for posting. What a beautiful question. My second daughter's 13th birthday this week. May I receive universal message as a mother, how I could guide her? Beautiful. Into the teen years. Still just a baby though. Let's have a look, eh? What would Spirit please bring some guidance of how Eco7 can guide her daughter? You're very, very welcome, Jazz. Oh, lovely. Look how expansive that energy is. There's a lot of gold in this card, a lot of abundance. And the Ace is about potential. It's about the beginnings in many ways of her journey. But this card feels very expansive because what I'm drawn to is that wingspan. I mean, first up, I think because Pentacles is grounded energy, it's earth energy, juxtaposition by, in this card, by this expansiveness. So it's walking that line of staying grounded as a mother and offering boundaries and being that loving force in that way of being home, someone to rely on. But then also this freedom and expansion of allowing her to, you know, spread her wings is what we're seeing here. And this flower is beginning to blossom and open, yeah. So there's quite a lot going on here. And maybe you feel that as well. Maybe you feel that push and that need for expansion in your daughter, that she wants more freedom or she wants to spread her wings. And that can happen in a beautiful way, but it can be scary as a mother. I'm going to pull another card as well. Maybe your daughter has I've just noticed there's quite a fierce energy as well of this owl. Yeah. One more, please, Spirit Guidance for Eco 7 regarding her daughter. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, this could be an opportunity as well. I wonder if there's an opportunity on the horizon, just because Ace of Pentacles can be like, is like a new beginning. And I wondered if it's just some kind of practical change or offer that may come through for your daughter that's in relation to her spreading her wings and you supporting her in that. Because the Wheel of Fortune is also like a change and luck and things beginning to move fast. If she's had challenges or difficulties, then this can be that switching up as well and things getting easier and spirit feeling like it's back on her side and things become exciting, things happening, things moving fast. She's very sensitive. Okay. Final card, Spirit, for Eco 7. You see how this owl again, you know, it's just like repeated throughout, isn't it? This owl with their arms, with their wings outstretched. So I feel like she is going to find that, and maybe your guidance and your part is to allow her to do that, support her to do that. Because we have here, interestingly, look, there's the mother and the cub. The Nine of Swords is, you know, a natural mother's kind of worry and fear, and maybe wanting to protect her, and because she's sensitive maybe, or just because she's your child, yeah, she's your daughter, that it would be natural to worry and be protective. But really what is coming and what is ahead is opportunities and the desire to spread her wings. And I think Spirit is saying, allow this to happen and support that. Like, you can still be protective and you can still be grounded, but allow her to spread her wings. Yeah, owls in both cards, exactly. Maybe trusting in her inner wisdom as well. But it's just very repetitive about spreading her wings. So maybe she'll have a change in, I don't know how outgoing she is, or if she's social, if she's like that already, even if she is sensitive. I don't know if she's introvert, extrovert, but it feels like there's some kind of push on that front, that there will be changes within her. It's always following that fine line, isn't it, of being a parent, of allowing someone to grow, but to still, you know, she's still a child. Yeah. You're welcome, Eco7. Janice, Kath, my love, if you are here, please go ahead and post your question. And then we have Nettie, you're next if you are here. If you can please be ready. Thank you, Janice. I want to ask Oscar if he wants to be friends with benefits with me. So I want to know, how will he take it? Absolutely. Let's see. Interesting. 8 of Pentacles. Okay, a few things here. So I think that it will be received well. Ultimately, this feels positive. And the 8 of Pentacles is about, what first came through was kind of the word value. So like as if that this is something of value to them. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles is about working on something really in a way that I suppose could benefit you both. It almost seems like a strange card to come through for that, because it's like, it's such a card of work, the 8 of Pentacles, but it's about producing something of value. They're not a workaholic, are they? What I would say is, there's this initial kind of feeling of yes, kind of let's do this. It's a good thing. But further down the line, because we've got the Emperor card here, which is, they may struggle slightly with, because the Emperor likes to be in control, and they may have some issues around control, that this situation and this dynamic may be challenging for them. For example, if it's not exclusive, if it's kind of just something that they haven't got a great deal of control over, i.e. you, that this can raise a few red flags, in that if their ego maybe can handle it, something like that. Because also we've got the Devil card, which is about toxic behaviors, yeah, habits, behaviors that we need to let go of. And again, that kind of tallies with this, maybe this need for control I don't know how well you know them, how much you see this in their character, that it might be something that they would say initially yes to and feel good about it, but then have trouble actually being able to handle the reality of it, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, I mean, it's something just to be mindful of, I suppose, Janice, when you can worth putting it out there. And I think maybe, yes, you may get a good reaction, a good response. But with these two cards showing up, like I say, maybe some red flags for down the road, because this is two major arcanas, yeah? Maybe you haven't seen that. I mean, because it can arise, yeah, in someone. Yeah, it can arise in someone that they would want that. Yeah, it all sounds good. And then actually when you get in it, despite themselves wanting to do it, they might not be able to handle it. So over to you, Janice, in how you want to pursue that. You can always obviously end it if it did turn into that kind of energy. It might be something that they could work through. Keep us posted. Ah, that's good. That's good, Tia. Step towards the Four of Wands, Tia. You're welcome, Janice. So we have Nettie, we have Sanice. If you both want to go ahead and post if you're here. We have Crystal and then Devea. I like this, Tia B. We're getting real life, real time updates here. This is tarot reading with real life, real time reactions. So whoever is here still, please, who would like a reading, who is on the list, please go ahead and post. Thanks, Denise. Samreen, go ahead and post if you are still here as well. I don't know who's still with us. This is for Sanice. What's coming next in love for Sanice, please, Spirit? Oh my goodness. A powerful love connection here with the Lovers card. Major Arcana, Sanice. Karmic connections, twin flames, soulmates. All that good stuff here with the Lovers. Someone who we align with, you know, who is not just passing through, someone who can be a life partner, and very much kind of a spiritual connection here, yeah? So very straight to the point there, Sanice. So at the moment, this is, I feel like, what you maybe are feeling now, Sanice, in this, is the Hanged Man, is the feeling stuck, is feeling still, and it can be uncomfortable, yeah? And it's challenging. what it is about the advice for this time when we're in this position, Hangman, the only thing, there's almost that there's nothing left to do. There's nothing you can't, as long as you're doing your part in the sense of being social, saying yes to invitations, so that we are in the position, so we're not hiding away, so we're in the position where we can cross paths with potential love interests in order to meet our soulmate and our connection. We need to be putting ourselves out there in the universe, but as long as we're doing that, that's all we can really do. And the Hangman says all that's left to do is a shift of perspective, i.e. trusting that this is on its way to you. And then this kind of waiting period or this stillness doesn't feel so intense, doesn't feel like a bad thing. It's just the bit before this connection comes through. And as long as you can know and trust that this is on its way to you, then hopefully that kind of soothes your soul about the current situation. It's a bit like if you're in financial difficulty, and then if you know that the money is going to come through, if you know you're getting, say, even if it was like, you're running low on money throughout the month, but you're getting your paycheck at the end of the month, then that can soothe your soul. So it's the same kind of thing here for trusting and knowing that the lover situation, your lobster, is on their way to you. So I hope that resonated. So Kerry Ann, I am confused because I think I've already read for you. Am I losing my mind? Because I've got the messages, I've got this up top, Kerry Ann. I'll read for Nettie now. What is next in love for Nettie, please? It's okay, Kerry. Catch me on Wednesday, Kerry, for another reading. So 10 of Pentacles, Nettie. This is very hopeful, okay? 10 of Pentacles, very abundant energy. And it's about being able to have that solid relationship, that stable relationship. 10 of Pentacles can often be about family life as well. So if you would like a family, for instance, we see all these bees, this hive working together and building something beautiful. And it's about having, what keeps coming through is that stability. And we see all these flowers that are blossoming as well. So that's what's on its way to you. That's what is coming next, is something, maybe that's what's been lacking, something that really sort of brings something to your practical life as well. So it could be a partner with financial stability or wealth, really, and being able to offer you that a nice home, that all that kind of energy, that being part of the package of what this person is bringing to you. And there we have the Sun card as well, the happiest card in the deck as well, which is about maybe how much happiness that this will bring you as well. I know something that you've maybe wanted for some time. Look at how positive these cards are. So very hopeful, Nettie. I don't know if you're dating, if that's something that you are, actively pursuing, but it's saying that it is out there for you. It is on the cards. Very abundant, both these. The Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Joy, just a card of pure joy. And then the Ten of Pentacles, which is backed by that abundant and stability. And like I say, that potentially a partner who has that, who is wealthy and has that financial stability to offer you as well. Okay, moving on. I hope that resonated. So last but not least, we have Crystal and we have Devea. I don't know if you are still here, or if anyone is still here who I haven't read for, who would still like a reading. But if not, I will go ahead and end the live now. But thank you all so much for joining today's live. I hope the messages you received brought you clarity, peace, and some inspiration for the days ahead. Remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always trust your own inner guidance. I will be back live next on Wednesday, so please keep an eye out. Tomorrow I'll confirm the time for Wednesday. Crystal, I see you. I'll read for you before I go. So Crystal asks, Seer, what does my higher self need to tell me about love? Will there be a reconnection of new love? My birthday is next week. Reconnection on new love. Let's see what's coming next in love. And then let's see what Spirit brings forward for that first. New cycle beginning. The world. Old cycles ending, Crystal, and new cycles beginning. Can we get an energy signature, Spirit, of who this would be? Because, I mean, that still kind of leaves it wide open in the sense of if you have someone in mind who you would like to reconnect with, could be a new chapter with them, yeah? Or it could be a new chapter with someone entirely new. So Spirit, can you tell me more about it? But what it is the promise, Crystal, of a new cycle beginning regardless. Okay, but let's try and get a read on who. Tell me if this resonates, okay? Because this is Eight of Pentacles, is about putting in a lot of work into something. And this still working on something that is of great value, producing something that really matters. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't with this. But if it was, say, a past relationship, it could be something that you feel like you've put, maybe both of you have put a lot of work and energy and effort in and did actually work on something and create something beautiful. And for whatever reason, maybe it stalled, it didn't work out. But that kind of value that we see here with these pentacles still remains. And maybe it feels like it was a shame and it was a loss that you create this beautiful thing and it didn't work out. Oh, I saw 1111 this morning. You know who's here. So I'll pull one more because I'm nosy. We've got 2 bees here as well. Nine of Swords is about, there is some worry and anxiety here, waiting for something bad to happen, maybe is what you feel like. And the Nine of Swords is really saying that your fears will be unfounded, okay? I feel like you need to trust yourself that you can protect yourself. This is like a polar bear, mama bear and baby, but this is really like your inner child and being able to be protective of that, of your inner child, whatever you do moving forward. I'll ask one final card, but Spirit, you know, sometimes just doesn't, for whatever reason, doesn't want to reveal, isn't ready to reveal who this is. We do need to trust our intuition on where we stand, of how, you know, is there unfinished business? Do we want to start a new chapter with this person? Crystal says, I decided to move on because it was so hurtful for me. Yeah, I just gave up on them communicating, or me just wanting them to. Yeah. Because what can happen is that an opportunity could present itself with this person. And you still have that, you know, just because an opportunity is presented to us doesn't mean that we have to say yes. Maybe it brings up this anxiety and fear and, like you say, that pain and hurt, and you've done that work. And you don't want to revisit that, yeah? So it could be preempting, you know, a warning. This could also have a double message that you've done too much work on this, on distancing yourself and separating, to go back to that, you know. One more card about this new chapter. You can tell me anything about this new chapter for Crystal, and then I'll leave it there. So this is the person, is a Knight of Wands. They look quite fierce there, don't they? Knight of Wands is someone who, you know, has that in-out energy. So I feel like it very may well be that past partner, but I feel like maybe it will be too little too late, and maybe Spirit is just trying to give you a jump start warning on getting out ahead of this, on how you would respond. Because Knight of Wands is someone who, they can be quite impulsive, they can be driven by passion, you know, there's still passion, there's still an attraction here, but also that Knight of Wands tends to say a lot of stuff and then not be able to back it up, and they have that hot cold in out energy. And there's an immature underneath all of that, really, is that Knights have an immaturity about them. So hold space for what you really do want with this new chapter. This ex may come in and resurface to try and mess things up or lure you back into something that you don't want to be part of. And like I say, just because something is presented to us and an opportunity doesn't mean that we have to say yes. Yes, I had to will and restrain myself. It was difficult for me not to reach out. Exactly. So you've probably done too much work on this. So hold space for your new chapter instead. New love. Look how beautiful that card is. It's full of magic. It's full of blossom. It's out with the old, in with the new. It doesn't mean necessarily though that this ex is caught up with you, and they may, it's funny, as soon as we free ourselves psychically from toxic people, that's often when they come back, because they know that they've really lost us. So just be careful of that. Okay, I hope that resonated, Crystal. I am going to end the live there, guys. Yeah, it's a beautiful deck. I'm glad you liked it. If you missed today, do catch us on Wednesday. Like I say, I'll confirm the time tomorrow. If you want to pre-book, the list will be there. Oh, Devea. I can't let Devea go. I've just done, it's because of the delay in this chat. I'm glad it resonated, Crystal. Okay, Devea, this is for you. This really is the final reading, guys. I keep saying bye, and then someone else comes through. This is the last reading. Devea's waited so long, though, I can't let them go without a reading. Advice for this week, says Devea. For this week, commencing the 13th of October, what does Devea need to know, Spirit? Nine of Pentacles. Protective energy, I always think, with this card, Devea. You see how it's a bear who is hibernating, really, I always see. Nine of Pentacles, because nines are all about kind of looking after ourselves and putting our needs first. It can be about financially as well, because this is about financial independence. So if there's any kind of money issues or anything like that, it's important to put your needs first. If that resonates, something may crop up. But taking some time out, being protective, like I say, if other people have maybe be energy drains, then taking some time out, carving some time out for yourself to rest and do things that just for yourself that you enjoy, to recharge. I don't know if you've been feeling drained, but the 9 is about putting ourselves first this week. And you will benefit from it, okay? So try to say no a bit more. Be careful of what we agree to. Don't stretch ourselves too far. And then this beautiful card, the Major Arcana, is about a wish coming true as well. So I don't know if you've been hoping for something to come through, because this is more, it's the Major Arcana, so it can be something that you've been waiting for some time from. In some ways, much like this 9 of Pentacles, the Star card has a spiritual side to it, a spiritual aspect. The 9 is a very spiritual number in numerology. So not only healing your body with rest, but healing your spirit. So checking in with, maybe that would involve meditation or tapping back into your hopes, dreams, wishes, that kind of energy. And getting away from maybe just that daily grind and thinking bigger and going for our wishes and our dreams. But also maybe the good news of the Star, actually some kind of, on a small level or a big level, a wish actually manifesting and coming true, something that you've been hoping for some time. But quite a spiritual week, Devea, okay? Checking in with your higher self, and the main message that I say, your needs, your wishes need to come first. Ah, that resonates. I'm going to have a medical procedure tomorrow. So maybe the wish is even that, obviously, that you will, it will heal something that maybe you've been suffering with just for one example, you know, or the wish of obviously a positive outcome. So I'll be sending prayers, love and light, Devaya, for that procedure tomorrow. Again, putting your needs first, yeah. So rest as well. I hope you'll do that. Trust you will, to look after yourself, to give you enough time to recover. But sending thoughts and prayers, Devaya, for you for tomorrow. Okay, love and light, everyone. Catch up soon. Catch up with you all on Wednesday. Take care.